This is Radio Entrepreneurs. Again, my name is Jeffrey Davis, and I'm the host of the show. We're always featuring the success of entrepreneurship. And our next guest reminded me offline that I met him a few years back. It's Ted Kane from 20th Century Advisors, Inc. Hi, Ted.
Good morning.
Nice to see you. Ted, why don't you tell our listeners what 21st Century Advisors is?
Yeah, 21st Century Benefit Advisors is a boutique employee benefit brokerage and consulting firm. We were founded in 1999. And we help companies solve their benefit issues. So whether it's benefit design, enrollment, communication, financing, whatever issues that benefits raise, that's really our area of expertise.
And what's the origins of the business?
Well, it's interesting when you talk about entrepreneurs. I went into insurance, which isn't exactly the thing that you choose upon birth. And it's not necessarily the most entrepreneurial situation. But I was recruited at a fraternity party in college, joined MetLife, worked there for 10 years, got a degree at Babson at Knight, and really at that point had the courage to go off and start a company. So I started it with a gentleman by the name of John Head, a wonderful man, who was my business partner for 10 years. He passed away in 2011. And so our business kind of started in 99. He dealt with some health issues for about 10 years. So we were somewhat static in terms of growth. And then I restarted it upon his passing, unfortunately. But I restarted the business in 2012 with kind of a different business plan. So it's actually been an exciting time the last couple of years, particularly because national health reform has thrown everything up in the air, and we're starting with a blank slate.
Well, a lot of people are getting out of your business, aren't they?
There's a ton of consolidation going on. So some are getting out, and some are recognizing that technology has a huge role in what's going to how the healthcare purchasing and all benefits are going to be purchased going forward. So there's a lot of partnerships, mergers. It's a difficult time for small independent brokerage firms. I think as they look forward, they need to figure out which partners they should align themselves with. I think.
Interesting. But you're staying in the business.
Oh, I'm going to stay in as long as I can. Part of being a boutique, one of the primary advantages of being a boutique, it affords me the ability to find partners and mix and match and plug and play, depending on what a client needs. So I'm not beholden to any large organization that I buy their technology. I can partner with different groups and customize arrangements for each client. So far that's worked out great. And as technology becomes more affordable, because there's a ton of innovation that actually national health reform has encouraged, that becomes a little bit easier for the smaller guys to remain competitive as long as they can figure out how to use the technology and how to position themselves.
Is there a lot of education to stay up to date in your field?
There is. I mean, the primary requirement is you have to know what's going on with national health reform, and you have to be able to explain to employers what they need to do to comply. I mean, it's such a complex law that continually shifts the sands, so organizations aren't really sure what their responsibilities are, what they need to do by when, and how that flows down to employees. So really the last 2 years is really been educating employers on national health reform.
Are there common mistakes that employers make?
A lot of mistakes, unfortunately. Most are just because they don't know what they don't know, and sometimes if something seems so overwhelming,
that's the case for a lot of things.
They just decide I'll deal with it down the road.
Right.
We've been seeing a lot of clients now subject to Department of Labor audits, which is a pretty scary thing. Because they get a letter that says within 10 days you need to come up with these 74 documents, and I would say only 10% of the time organizations have all 74 or so of those documents.